A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this session, I'm going to be talking about the message, and this message is for all those people who are in too deep and they know that there's no turning around because they are reaping certain benefits, and at the same time they are genuinely interesting in getting out of the codependencies and the botheration that is caused by misery. Okay, now first of all, you should not be scared of getting hurt. We get hurt a lot of times. We should be in fact open to it. Secondly, we should not get sad when we get hurt by people that we don't expect from. There is something called inspired action that works really accurately with the twin flames. And another thing is that works very accurately is instant karma. Okay, so when you are communicating with people in the twin flame journey, when you're communicating with people, when you're talking to people, when you're exchanging energy with people, and not just, I don't mean by exchanging energy in a therapy or in a session, but otherwise also when you communicate with people, you need to understand that in a given day, if you are going to have good experiences, you're also going to have certain negative experiences. If you don't get affected by the good experiences, or you don't get like too much into the reaction mode, or you don't go like, wow, this happened to me or that happened to me, then when the negative experiences will happen, then too you are going to move on from it very fast. Like if 5 minutes back something happened to you which was negative, you're not going to get affected by it after 5 minutes. Technically, you should drop it there and then, not even wait for 5 minutes. But the title of this session is They Are Your Fears, They Are Chasing You, and They Followed You Here. So one needs to understand that the reality that you're witnessing right now, the reality that you are creating on a day-to-day basis. I'm not talking about law of attraction type of reality where they say you can create this or you can create that, you can get this or you can get that. There is a thin line in everything, law of attraction or twin flame journey or anything. There is a thin line in everything. I'm not saying all of them are completely wrong. Some of them actually understand the nuances of the law of attraction. What exactly is law of attraction? Law of attraction is not something, that is like you do this, you do that, and you get this and you get that. Law of attraction is simply trying to tell you that you attract what you are. Okay, you attract what you are. Please understand this. You attract what you are. You view outside of you, your experiences and situations are a match of what's within you. And literally, when you start living on a day-to-day basis, which means every day is a new day for you, and every day that's yesterday and tomorrow. What's gone is gone. What's going to happen, you don't know what's going to happen. When you literally live like that on a day-to-day basis, on moment-to-moment basis, you then understand that it's literally happening all the time. The give and take of energy, or the understanding, or the test, or the tribulations, or the challenges, or the rewards, it's always ongoing. Okay, so if you are going through a dark night, or if you are going through a difficulty, if you are going through an obstacle, you have to understand that this particular situation is created by the fears that are stuck in your DNA system. The fears that are very strong, and they come from some really past, old, sort of a ghost, sort of a, feeling. Some very strong stories and beliefs you heard in your childhood. It's literally like, somebody told you that there is a ghost or there is a scary thing out there, and you don't go out and see, you don't go out and look for it, because every horror movie tells you that if you go out and you look for it, it will catch hold of you, it will be there. But in reality, when you do that, when you go out and you look for it, what was it? What is it? What is the sound coming from? Where is this movement coming from? And at the same time, you are protected by the masters. You know that your masters are protecting you, and no matter what you witness outside, no matter what you come across, no matter what your research is going to tell you, you are still going to be protected and safe. They are always going to protect you, and they are always going to safeguard you. They will not put you in any place or any situation where you will be harmed. If you know that, no matter what comes across you, whatever you see, it will not affect you, and you will not be scared. I can tell you an example, guys, but this is just to make you understand this, okay? And what else can I tell you? I mean, I can either tell you stories, or I can share you some experiences, okay? Or I can share the experiences of some other people without telling their names and their who they are, so that everything is anonymous. So, and then it comes under my own experience, right? If I view something, if I witness something, if I listen to something, if I talk to something, if I get to know something, then it's my experience as well of knowing something. But then I still want to keep it anonymous. I mean, that's how, because it doesn't matter who it happened with. It doesn't matter. The names don't matter. What matters is the story and what we can learn from it. Okay. Anyway, I'll share with you a most recent example. So basically, I live in a building which is usually very empty, and there are not many people in this building. And in the night, obviously it gets dark because the lights are out. I'm the only one who's living in the building, to be honest. I don't want to spook you out, guys. There were people here, but due to the COVID pandemic and due to all these issues, Corona and this and that, some people have left, and some people moved elsewhere. Some people went back to their family members and things like that. So, but there are some people nearby who probably, and maybe people who live below me. I live on the upper floor. So I know that nobody comes here, and I have a lot of animal friend visitors and people who are animal lovers. Normally, other people I don't like to talk to until and unless they're biologically connected to me in some way. And I'm obviously more comfortable if they're animal lovers. Otherwise, they may not even stay here for too long, because I'm not comfortable, they won't be comfortable as well. So in the night time, I could hear some footsteps, and I could hear, somebody walking on the staircase. And it happened a few times, and I was like literally wondering that who is walking, and the first thing that you think about is it haunted? Is something weird over there? Is something negative over there? So one day I thought to myself, because every time I would go out near the door, there would not be anybody. So one day I literally left all my work one evening, and again it was evening as in night time. It was dark outside. So I thought that I'm going to wait for it now. I'm going to wait for the footsteps. I'm going to wait for somebody to walk over there. Whatever it is, nighttime, daytime, I don't care. I'm going to go up to it. And yes, I do enjoy all this. I have to be honest. But at the same time, I know that not, how they project it, in the horror movies or in the alien stories, or in everything is bad, everything is negative, everything is out there to get you. Well, maybe if you're not protected, of course, if you're not protected by your masters, you don't believe in masters, you don't believe in spirit guides, you don't believe in source, then definitely, it can be, I don't know, who knows. But if you are a person who's surrendered to masters and source, then what is it that you have to fear about, right? And I'm not telling you to go out there and, put yourself in danger. I'm not saying that. What is the need? If you, as per inspired action, as per the law of inspired action and instant karma, if you have to experience something, then you will have to. Maybe you're going out to rescue somebody at 12 o'clock in the night. Then too, you won't just go out and rescue, right? You will have some sort of assistance or support, or something is going to be there for you, right? But say you plan to go out just like that all by yourself at 2 in the night in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure if you are like that, then too you have to be a really fearless and cold blooded person to do that, isn't it? You have to be living in a world where there is no such concept, or there is no such thing like you can't go out, you can't be alone in the middle of the jungle, or you can't be living in the wild. I mean, there has to be a reason for everything, right? So anyway, coming back to the story. So I heard the footsteps again, and they were really fast footsteps, like tuk tuk tuk, and it was then gone. So I went out and I started saying, who's there, who's there, who's there? But nobody answered to me, and that was even more weird because the gate, there's a little small gate, the gate was open. If the gate, and I locked the gate just to make sure that if somebody walks from here, somebody goes up from here, it will be open again, right? There are no deliveries happening because it's practically empty. I mean, the only person who's going to order food is me or those who live below me. So who would be running up and down in the staircase, And I have dogs, and the dogs were very quiet. Usually if there is anything weird, the dogs make noise, they always make noise, but they were not. They were literally sitting and just sleeping and chilling. So I was like, it can't be something dangerous. It can't be something harmful, because they are not making any noise. So anyway, so I said, who's there, but nobody answered. I went back again, started doing my work. And I was like, who would open the gate? Who would open that, and make that sound? Who would be running around? And I was like, I'm going to leave all my work and wait for that thing to come down if there is anything. And I think after an hour, 40 minutes or so, yes, that sound came back again. And this time I heard someone coming down, tuck, 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 and I was like, okay. I literally jumped from my chair and I ran to my door and I opened the door and I saw someone in the dark and I said, hey, you, stop. And this person stopped. I said, who are you? He said, I said, what are you doing here? He's like, It was obviously a person, a guy. So I said, what are you doing here? And he said, I came to meet a friend. I said, which friend? He's like, my friend, he used to live here. I said, yeah, he used to live here. He's not even here. He's in some other country. So what the hell are you doing here? Your brother knows me too. I said, so what if my brother knows you? Well, I just, so maybe these are a bunch of guys who were chilling on my terrace, and they probably also knew someone else, who knew the person who lived in the building. But maybe they were equally scared, or they were like, if somebody stops us. So they were very sneakily doing it. So I asked him that, next time if you go upstairs, just close the door. I mean, don't leave the gate open, And then he was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then he ran away, okay. And I was like, okay, whatever. I thought that's it. But after a few hours, again the same noise happened. And this time I was like, okay, now there's another person. So this time I literally went out. I almost went upstairs and I said, hey, who's there? And I did not see anyone. And this person says, I'm so-and-so and I'm a friend of this person. And I know that person, okay, whosoever's name he took. So I was like, okay, fine, no problem. And suddenly I was laughing about it. I was thinking in my head, if it would have been someone else, and if they were going through this, I don't know, some fearful or something, some belief, some kind of a weird belief, then they would have been really scared right now, literally very scared, because it's 11 in the night or 12 in the night, just how they say in the midnight and this and that. Same thing happens, and so then nothing happened really. In fact, I was like, it's good, somebody is going upstairs and they know me too. Because if they're answering me and if they're taking names of people I know, then that means they definitely know me as well. And I didn't feel anything, I didn't feel anything. I was like, okay, good. Somebody is there in the building. That's a good thing. And people talk about thieves and people talk about robberies and things like that. I go out in the night. I always take a walk in the night time, pretty late in the night, because I have a lot of animal friends around here. And they are usually awake in the night. I go and say hi. Sometimes they walk with me all throughout the street. And nowadays it's like, because of the COVID, we have all these protocols. We have the curfew. Sometimes you have to follow the curfew. So I don't step out all the time, but whenever I can, because we are taking care of the voiceless beings. We are still given liberty by the law. You can take a pass from the cops, and you can even, if you're doing some kind of some kind of humanitarian service, they don't stop you at all, because your energy also changes, right? Especially if there's a sick dog and you have to check on that dog at 12 in the night and 2 in the night, just to see the blanket is on, or just to see they're wearing a coat, or just to see that, they're okay. Maybe they had a fever, or maybe anything can happen. Maybe, because of the curfew, everything is shut down and you did not step out for 2 days and they are worried. So you have to step out now. You can't always be sitting inside, especially if you have responsibilities like these, the furries are your responsibilities. So I have seen that people have been supportive. Yes, people have also been non-supportive, no doubt about it, but you don't want to focus on those things. Now, this is about a mission I'm talking about, but look at the romantic situation now. Let's come to the romantic situation, the relationships, the places where your heart aches a lot. I know for those people who are in the mission, you would say, no, my love is my mission, and my heart aches a lot sometimes because of the mission. I'm agreeing with you completely, 500 or 1000% I agree with you. But still there are certain people who are struggling, they are still struggling with the surrender stage. So this is for them, So when you are creating these horrors, like, somebody running in the stairway, you can create a similar horror in your life that somebody is running away from you or somebody doesn't care for you. These are also horror feelings, horror-like feelings, where you feel that somebody is going to walk all over you, forget about you, leave you, marry someone else, date someone else. You're not going to be important anymore. They didn't love you ever. They didn't care a damn about you. All of it was fake. You're going to be alone. You're going to die alone. Nobody's ever going to love you. All the beliefs, your age is too much now. You don't earn this much money or that much money. You're not fit to be in society. You're too different. And as I said, when you are under a narcissistic abuse pattern where you're the ignored child, or you were the one who was always wrong, no matter what you did, you were always wrong. Because you were doing things which were coming from your soul, you were spiritual child, but the others around you were materialistic children or materialistic adults. So for them, you giving them a flower, you giving them a compliment, you giving them something like writing a poem for them or singing a song for them, performing for them, doing something nice for them, making a meal for them, baking a cake for them. You were doing all those beautiful things for them, but they were like, what the hell is this? Who told you to do this? This is stupid. Honey, I'm tired. Just go away. It first starts from the adults, and then this energy spreads into the friendships, and then it spreads into the relationships. You're definitely going to attract people who are going to be very thankless, because these are your fear-based energies. These people, they come from your fears. As you go ahead, as you move ahead in the ascension journey, I'm not saying these people will stop coming. Do you think such people stop coming to people like us? No. People don't stop coming. It's just that you don't care about them. And the less and less you care about them, the less and less they disappear. And sometimes you help them also. You help them, you create a boundary, and they also realize that, we should not have skipped or crossed this boundary. We should have stayed in our limits. So then you help them indirectly or directly, okay, by not getting attached to anything or anybody or any situation, any outcome, okay. So these fears, they create horrors in your life, big horrors in your life, and they follow you. They follow you everywhere. The fears follow you into every damn nook and corner of your mind, because that's what they want to do. They are based from the ego. The foundation of fear is ego. Okay. Some people tell me the horror movies are so scary. I say no, it's not the horror movies that are scary. It is the things that humans do in this planet. They are the actual horror movies they create. All these murders and these rapes and these crimes they create, and all these negativity, or the politics they do, all the planning and plotting, and these are actually horror stories. Why are you scared of a ghost story, or why are you scared of this story, or a supernatural story, or alien attack, alien invasion story? These are really not that scary. Actually, other things are very scary. The bloodshed is a horror movie. The war is a horror movie. The pollution bomb is a horror movie. The pollution is a horror movie, and the population bomb is a horror movie. The the disappearing of the animal species or the birds or the trees, the bad climatic situation, all these problems that come from breathing, cancer, AIDS, and all these diseases. These are real horror stories. The mental issues, the mental health problems that people face. So these are the horror stories. So going deep into this is that first and foremost, the guidance is you don't have to let the fears rule your mind, okay? If required, go and face it. If required, go and inquire, go and check. Maybe it's a friendly thing, like it happened with me. Maybe, like for 5-10 minutes, I was like, who the hell is running up and down, And I'll tell you why that happened. Because there was a story, that there are thieves and some robberies happening. And then I met a guard who was hit by someone in the night. And I was like, oh God, he has a big wound. So I was suddenly thinking, what if there are some thieves running up and down in my, staircase? Or what if, and I was watching too many, I watch a lot of horror, supernatural, all kinds of shows, psycho dramas, thrillers, and especially documentaries, real-time documentaries. So I was watching too many of them. I was literally binge watching in between when I was not well. So it was like some kind of energy. But again, it was not a bad thing because you face your fears. So firstly, as I said, they are your fears. And secondly, you need to face your fears. If you have faith, then go and face it, What will happen? Face your traumas, face your fears, face your wounds and your hurts and your, the things that scare you, the things that bring you down. What is it that it's gonna do, In therapy also, that's the reason why therapies are long term. A therapy cannot happen in 1 hour session or 2 hour session. We need at least minimum 3 sessions. We need at least 7 sessions. When we work on the chakras, chakra therapy is the best therapy. It's so much fun, actually. People enjoy it also. So that's why some of them, when the first course is over, they feel that it got over too soon. Even though it actually goes on for a long time, they feel it's over too soon. And I tell people, one chakra therapy may not be complete and sufficient for a lot of you because your traumas and your wounds and your pain and your hurts are too many. In your childhood, you were really abused. You were a battered one, so you need to, come into terms with it that all this is okay and I need to work on it. I need to face it. So we go like very deep into your childhood. We go deep into your mind. We go deep into your behavior patterns. And there are many tools and techniques that are used in this. Some of them look very simple. That's why some people enjoy the therapies. They love it. They keep coming back to it. I want more therapy. I want more therapy. But when, sometimes it so happens that some very dark and intense things are happening, I tell them to take a break in between. Like I tell them, take some time off so that you can observe it, because you're going to go through a lot of pain. For some days you're going to be very down and low because those things start surfacing. It's like layer by layer you are fixing yourself. So one layer is clean and then second layer will come up. Then the third layer will come up. Then the fourth. Your subconscious mind is literally in the bottom. It's literally in the core, okay? Like there is a sphere and in the sphere you have a core, like an onion, okay? And outside of your subconscious mind, there are many layers upon layers upon layers. So when we do the therapy work, when we do the healing, we go one layer, we clear the fears and traumas. Then second. So in between, there is this enjoyable time that comes. There is a paradise type of a moment that comes, feeling. You feel so nice and amazing. And then after some time, those fears start coming up. And then you realize, okay, now I'm ready for something new to come up. Then you clear that and you feel very nice after that. You're happy, you're enjoying, you're creative. Suddenly you want to decorate this, that, you want to recycle things. And then suddenly some fear will come up. And then you'll be, so it goes on and on and on for quite a bit of, some time at least. And you need to be prepared for that. Okay? Because these fears, they don't leave you. They keep chasing you. We talk about the runner and chaser dynamic. Why is the feminine chasing the masculine constantly? Because the fears are chasing her constantly. The fears don't leave her alone. So she keeps trying something. First, she is physically chasing him for so long, for a few years. She keeps chasing. He runs then she stops and he comes back again. He's like, oh, catching a breath. Yeah, okay, I'm back to you. Again, she's like scared. Now he's gonna go away again. Now something bad will happen. So they play this dynamic in physical. Then this dynamic happens mentally. And mentally is the time when you actually have to do therapy. That's the time when you do inner work. Because when it's physically happening, then you don't think about inner work. Who thinks about inner work when you're physically going through something with another person? Because at least that person is in front of you. At least you fight and you're shouting at each other. You're going crazy. You're traveling with each other. You're going to the restaurant. Again, you're fighting. There is some kind of deep intimacy, bodily intimacy. Everything is happening. And then suddenly there is nothing. There's a deep void. What's happened? It's over. It's done. And then comes the time when you're facing it mentally. All the demons, they literally come alive. And that's why we need the solitude. We need the solitude. We need the separation phase. It's so damn important. Now it can go on for as long as, you don't want to give up on it. Because some people then are mentally chasing. There is a phase for certain people, they mentally daydream, they mentally obsess, they mentally imagine, they mentally do a lot of things and they feel happy in that sometimes. Sometimes that phase happens when they are in a comfort zone. They are like, yeah, this feels nice, I'm enjoying myself. But they are not. And then they realize and they are in pain again, they are crying again, they are comparing again. So on and so forth. Okay. So this is what the whole energy is. They are your fears. They are following you. They are chasing you and they have found you. They have reached to you. Now you need to stop giving importance to your fears. But how do you do that? You have to work on yourself. You need to heal yourself. You need to give yourself. The word therapy, I really like this word therapy. Because it's like there is a hope. There is a chance. Things can be fixed. Things can be healed. But if you get into therapy, then you need to know that it's the masters, it's the source. They are the ones who are helping you out. Because in the materialistic world, there are people, they are manifesting a lot of things. Manifesting money, manifesting fame, manifesting recognition. Half of the times, these are the people who create problems because you look at them and you go like, wow, they're so happy. They look so happy. They got everything, man. They got the best cars. They got the best clothes. They got the best husbands or wives or boyfriends or girlfriends. They got everything. They got looks. They look so happy. I don't have any of this. I may not be happy. They are the ones who are, creating these. And some of them do it purposely in your life. Every time you go and talk to them, or as I said, physically first, they do it physically. They keep putting you down. Then when you go away from them, they mentally, their words and their bullying, all of that keeps popping up in your head again and again. And then you end up stalking them. If you're not stalking them, then something pops up on its own. You're checking some old photographs, you're looking for something and suddenly you see, oh my God, this moment, this picture, something happens, Naturally, sometimes you go back into those zones and you go into those memories and then you're like, I'm such a failure. I'm such a loser. And look at this person. They are so happy. They're literally doing whatever they want. They are the best. Maybe your twin flame or your false twin, they found some other person or they are doing, they're fulfilling their goals and they're living their life. Maybe they did not choose a person. They chose a career over you. They chose a goal over you. They chose money over you. They chose something else over you. Okay. But when you find out anything about them, be it through mutual friends or be it through some, some platforms or whatever, you feel bad because they still look so happy and up there, like, wow, they got it, man, they got it. And what the hell am I doing? Inner work? But that's not the right thing to do. They are your fears. Your fears are telling you you're a loser. Your fears are telling you you don't have it, but they have it. Okay? So all I'm going to say is that do your inner work, get into therapy, fix yourself, do whatever you want to do, but do it. Don't just sit, For your personal situation, you can check out the description box for personal sessions and for therapies. And kindly do not share any of your information, be it the reading or be it therapy. When I say information, I'm talking about your twin flame journey. It will happen on its own. I'm going to tell you step by step how to do it. Don't worry about the process, okay? Leave that process away. Keep it away. You just focus on how the schedule happens and how it works out for you. On this note, I'm going to close this channeling session. I will see you in another one. One love and peace out.